the coming into the sun or the shade of our friend Teeyum Smith. Tim, welcome back.
Thanks, fellas.
Thinking about you driving over, and that you were with us when we just started, and I don't know if it's been every year, but many years. And I know you've shared with us that you keep track. You're the only guest of what you played before. You're the only guest who've ever done that. I don't even do that. And so if you do 7 songs over 10 years, that means you have at least 70 originals you shared with us.
Actually, I've done, there was a couple where there was one where I did with Eileen where it was just like a couple of originals.
Yeah.
So by my count, this gets me to about 64 or so.
See, Bob?
That's
quite
a few.
And let's face it, it's a little uneven. But
no, we always love this stuff.
Yeah.
So, as you know, we like to just jump in and play a song. Whatever you'd like to play, we'd love to hear.
All right. There's this thing called the Facebook event, right? The Facebook event where you have your friends and you invite them and you find out, there's several choices they give you. Well, here I am, all by myself, singing my heart out to no one else, putting my ego to a private hell. But you were interested. You said you were interested. Invited you all on that social media, hoping I'd see ya. At least maybe 2 or 3 of ya. 'Cause you were interested. Yeah, you were interested. Interested, but not enough. Interested, but you didn't show up. It's so damn comforting to be knowing you were interested, but not enough for going. Hey man, I'd come if I can. I'm your biggest fan. But sorry man, I already had plans. But I was interested. Yeah, man, I was interested. And I really like the way you play. But my hair's a mess and I got the plague. And that's the night I take my dog to AA. But I was interested. Yeah, dude, I was totally interested. Interested, but not enough. Interested, but you didn't show up. It's so comforting to be knowing you were interested, but not enough for going. Interlude. To no one in particular. Yeah, it's the interlude. For no one in particular. The tip jar is filled up with air as I soldier on to the empty chairs. The bartender's watching the game over there. I thought he was interested. I thought he was interested. But I'm not feeling low, 'cause nobody came to see my show. I made hundreds of them wanted to go. They said they were interested. So totally interested. They were interested, but not enough. Interested, but they didn't show up. It's really comforting to be knowing they were interested, but not enough for going. Yeah, they were really interested, but not enough for going. Well, I gotta go now. Oh, thank you for the smattering, fellas.
I was really interested, but my pajamas were just so comfortable.
Yeah, you know, I really like everything you do except for that night.
Except for making me leave my house.
So can I just walked into the studio.
Welcome, Kim Lane. We were missing you earlier.
Good evening. And that song, I missed the introduction. I missed everything. That was about Facebook notifications on events, wasn't it?
I tell you what,
know.
we can't get anything past
That,
you.
well, that's no, you can. But that's a well-written song.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, apt. Yes.
Yeah, and accurate.
Well, you know, it takes you a while to realize that interested means I'll help you get the word out, but I ain't going. You know, and we all do it, and it's fine. You know, it's not really. I'm not really complaining about it.
Well, what it does, at least for me, is it puts it on my calendar. So that in any given day I can think, oh, I've got an evening where I can do something. I can go look at the calendar and see what's there. Because if I don't click anything, then it doesn't show up under my events.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Tim. It's my fault.
Yeah. You know, I just changed that one line about how the excuse is I have to take my dog to AA.
I liked the interlude. The interlude was nice.
I think more songs should call out the interlude when they're getting ready to just, here comes the interlude.
Yeah, in case you're not paying attention.
All right.
Tim, was that a recent song? Or?
It was very recent, yeah. I there's a couple of song circles that I go to, you know, and that one seemed to find favor, so.
So since we saw you last, has it been a productive time for you in terms of songwriting, or how's life gone for you?
Yeah, pretty well. Pretty well. I think the last time we saw each other was last August. You know, I had just gotten back from Swannanoa Gathering, I think, at that time. I'm headed there in a few weeks again. And so, yeah, you know, it's funny, you know, like there's nothing like a deadline. You know, I find that if there's one of these song circles going and I can make it, you know, I always want to have something, whether it's craft or not, you know, and so and then once in a while just an idea comes up. You're joking around with somebody, and I think, you know, I go to this Monday night jam over at the Church of the Advocate, you know, in Chapel Hill, and I think we were talking about this whole concept of people being interested. I think, and as I played with Stan Lewis, unfortunately, the same night that there was the Blue Note 15-year tribute, where absolutely everybody in the world was playing, you know, and so obviously nobody was going to show up at the Crack, and you know, on that night. And I think there was something really cool going on at Yonder too. So you know, it was like, so I didn't even. You know, I probably would have gone to one of the other two.
Well, that's the thing around here. We are so blessed with so many wonderful musicians and so many wonderful venues. There's rarely a night goes by that there's not something cool that you can be interested in.
Everybody, we are here with Tim Smith. Tim, is there a website people ought to be tracking you on?
Yeah, well, you know, I have an old Teeyum songs Facebook page, OL''TEEYUM, and also YouTube.com/Teeyum Smith songs.
Excellent.
You know, is where I usually say where I'm gonna be.
Or just hold on, because here comes another Tim song right now.
The melody might sound familiar to old folks anyway, like me. Little boxes, pill boxes that make my ticker happy. Pillboxes, little boxes that all start my day. There's a white one, a bigger white one, a bluish green one, and some vitamins, and they all make my ticker happy, so I won't up and pass away. And if I'm here for another day, I'll be snapping off another little plastic cap, and I'll take my pharmaceuticals like my doctor says I must. 'Cause he's a fine cardiologist, and he went to the university, and he finds all the latest information from the scientist that he trusts. And if I did not guzzle them, then I might just go down the drain. And if that were to come to happen, it would surely be my fault. And if all of us were no longer here, we wouldn't need any pharmaceuticals. And the whole damn world economy might grind down to a halt. Little boxes, pill boxes, little boxes that make my ticker happy. Little boxes, pill boxes that start my every day. There's a white one, a bigger white one, a bluish green one, and some vitamins. And they all make my ticker happy, so I won't up and pass away. With apologies to Malvina Reynolds.
Hey, Cam.
We're looking at you,
Hello.
Cam.
We missed you on the crackers.
We totally flubbed the crackers because you were not here.
That's not hard, you know? It's not hard.
Well, let's try it now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what is it?
Accidental Baker Flatbread Crackers.
.com.
Bob.
I wasn't ready.
Okay. The Accidental Baker.
AccidentalBakerNC.com. That is the AccidentalBakerNC.com. That was so much better.
Yeah.
It was seamless. It really was.
Oh, hey,
Lord have
look, and
mercy.
Tim's here too.
Yeah. Has anyone shared that it is Friday the 13th? I just wanted to let you know I experienced that.
Yes. And
Be careful out there, everybody.
Fortunately, it's the only Friday the 13th this year.
Is it? Okay, that's great. Well, Tim is here, so that makes it a lucky evening.
Whether I'm
Well, for
more
me,
impressed
anyway.
that you know that, Bob, or that you researched that.
I'm going to go with the former.
You have too much free time if that's how you're spending your time.
Don't tell my boss. Tim, what's happening in your life over there?
Oh, I'm having the big fun as usual. And
Well, y'all are ignoring the pillbox in the room. That was a telling song there that, obviously HIPAA, we're going to follow HIPAA and all that, but you have shared a story that I was not aware of, and I'm curious about the story behind that song, because maybe some people at this table also have boxes like that. Bob?
But virtually, I made it up to age 69 without having to have like the little letters over the little plastic.
I've made it so far, but I know that's coming.
Yeah, but the
Unless I decide that I don't want Big Pharma to be poisoning me.
Yeah. Well, it would have been nice. It's nice been knowing you,
Right.
I mean, I do try, I think. But anyway, this was just a little fun. I didn't read this one to be serious at all. I'm just having a little fun with an old Malvina Reynolds song and doing a parody of something.
It worked, and we want you to keep taking your pills, Tim.
We do. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, what a way to go would be right here
Right here on the air.
WHU. feet past the hat.
We
It
would
is
get such
not the day for
good
that.
ratings.
Yeah, that's that old song. Pete Seeger used to do it. That song "Little Boxes" by Malvina Reynolds, where she was in Daly City, California, which is just south of San Francisco, and saw a hillside of these identical 50s kind of houses.
Yeah.
And said, "Pull over! I have a song I feel a song coming on."
Well, Tim, do you have a song coming on?
I do. So, have you ever been to Seagrove, North Carolina?
Oh, so
Yes.
many times.
Love it so much.
It's just one of my favorite places.
It really is a good place.
It used to be when our kids were little. We would go to the zoo, south of Asheboro, and then go see friends who are potters over in Asheboro. I mean, over in Seagrove, and it's just kind of another world out there of these incredible crafts people, and with different styles. A lot of, and so we know some people, Dave Stempley, Al McCandless, and his family, who are just incredible artists, and but when I drove down there was this one business that I would see all the time, and in 20 years later, I figured out a way to write a song about him. This place is called the Realistic Beauty Salon. You drive by, it's this kind of cinder block building with a Coke sign. It says Realistic Beauty. And I was wondering, what the hell could it mean? No delusions, no illusions. We know what you are. You're not a goddess, so we won't promise to make you look like a movie star at the Realistic Beauty shop. Realistic Beauty, Gwendolyn and Ruby will make you look your best on top. Come in our parlor. We'll take you farther than you ever thought we could. We won't say you're looking great, but you'll look pretty good at the Realistic Beauty. Realistic Beauty shop. Realistic Beauty, Gwendolyn and Ruby will make you look your best on top. Here's the sing-along part. I'll do it once and then you can do it. You'll look pretty good. You'll look pretty good. What may transpire under the dryers, it will be okay. 'Cause nothing is permanent, not even a permanent. But everything has its day at the Realistic Beauty shop. Realistic Beauty, Gwendolyn and Ruby will make you look your best, make you look your best, make you look your best on top. Oh, thank you.
Tim Smith live here in the studio, giving us a dose of realism. See, I thought when you introduced Seagrove and a business that you saw down there, it was going to be propane tanks.
Oh,
Because when I was a kid, when we drove down there, there was behind every pottery studio was a massive pile of firewood. And then when I went down again, maybe 15 years ago, it was fields of propane tanks firing all of the kilns now. And it was striking. I remember going by one of you go by the old Lux cannery there, and then there's a fork in the road, and you take the fork to the left, and that's where a lot of the potters are down that road. And I just remember seeing one of the potters had 500-gallon propane tanks in the backyard, and that's a lot of propane.
It's funny how different their operations are. Like Dave Stempley could have. I mean, it could be 1850. It's salt glaze and wood fired, and he does it like 3 times a year. Or other people will like do it that way,
Well, yeah, and I remember this was a long time ago meeting the old original Ben Owens, Grandpa Ben Owens now, and he had just come out of the woods and was covered head to toe in clay because he was digging clay out of the hillside. It just struck me that was, wow, it's all happening just right here on his little piece of land. He goes out, digs clay, he washes it, he clears it, and makes something magical and fires it, and then it's in the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah, I really need to get down there again because, every time you go down there, it's just such a great experience, and especially when that folks are doing it, and they're always very welcoming. And, I heard probably one of the probably most often repeated witticisms probably in North Carolina when I went to see Eck McCandless, one of Al's sons, who's a great poet. And his band, I think he's in that band called The Radio. I don't know if they've ever been on here.
Have done.
But at any rate, I met his wife, and she says, I'm ex-wife, not his ex-wife.
There's a song right
and
there.
I'm saying, I wonder how many times that line, but they're good. They're nice folks. So.
But Tim, you talked about Swannanoa, but do you have any local gigs coming up?
I want, I did good in the lottery for, the songwriter slots at the so I guess
Good
I get to
you.
do a 20 or 30 minute set at the Festival on the 4th.
Nice.
And the Orange County All-Stars, everybody's favorite eclectic, strange cover band, is going to be on July 25th at the Speakeasy in Carborough.
Right down Carborough.
The last time we played was at the Kraken outside on a beautiful night, and we pulled out Inagata Davida, complete with big long drum solo by Larry, and Lance went all out. Let's just say he went all out.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, it was. So we're going to be there July 25th.
By the way, Bob Bedell says, hey.
Hey, Bob. I'm glad you were more than interested.
Well, he still could be at his house in his pajamas. We don't know.
No, but that's okay. He counts as going.
That's right.
If he says hi, he must be one who has
He's in.
clicked. Yeah, he's not just interested.
So he has requested a song, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because I think it's on your plans, on your playlist.
Well, let's see. I'm in this real major to minor thing. So I went to see the Beautiful People Club do their CD release show at the Arts Center, and I was sitting next to John Gillespie, and one of the songs that was in their show was a song Glenn Jones wrote called something like My Scattered Smothered Heart. Mm-hmm. It's like a Waffle House song, and John whispers to me, do you have a Waffle House song? And I had an idea for what I wanted to do, like almost instantly. And when 2 weeks later, when it was over here at Yonder, it was Bob and John and me, doing the Kirk arranged show. Thanks.
Songwriters over yonder.
And we had a really good time at night. But so this song came out. But one thing I discovered is that with all these scientists and people who are like whizzes at education and stuff, the first line in the song, which I thought was like the whole reason to have the song, was 2:00 in the morning. I thought that would be drunk to everybody. But I'm talking to people, they're actually calculating, see, what's 20% between midnight and noon? Or what's 20% of like 12 to 1? They missed the whole point. It's just a pointless metaphor, right?
Sometimes you don't want to turn on that particular section of someone's brain.
So my perfect line that anybody understand, I find I have to explain in advance, like I just did. I'm not bitter, though. That was a good line. 2:00 in the morning, had me a real good time. May not have had too much whiskey, but maybe just a little too much wine. The beautiful night is twirling all around the sky. A big yellow sign looks me in the eyes, says everything's gonna be all right, 'cause the Waffle House saved my life. Waffle House saved my life. I need you for a minute or for an hour or two. Waffle House saved my life. Lifesaver. Waffle House saved my life. So I stumble on up to the counter and give me a cup of joe. Paralyzing laminated choices. I don't know which way to go. There's 3 million ways to have hash browns, and there's only one of me. And this decision with my double vision won't come too easily, 'cause the Waffle House will save my life. Waffle House saved my life. I need you for an hour or two. Waffle House saved my life. 'Cause I'm mesmerized by a patty melt, sputtering on the grill like that. Square white bread and American cheese weighted down to soak up the fat. And the cryptic shortcut phrases are flying through the air. I just know I could crack that code if I stayed here for a year. Man, Waffle House saved my life. Waffle House saved my life. I need you for an hour or two. Waffle House saved my life. The little hand is chasing a number, and the big hand is way ahead. Pecan waffle with sausage patties steadily clears my head, and I watch the cook make it happen before my shape-shifting eyes. Sobering up with another cup as the sun peeks through the skies. Yeah, now, Waffle House saved my life. Waffle House saved my life. lifesaver. I need you for a minute or two. Waffle House saved my life. .07 in the morning. I think I'm legal again. Played every song on the jukebox. Made a half dozen friends. Maybe, shameless rhyme coming up. Really shameless rhyme coming up. So shameless, I probably shouldn't have done it. Maybe I could have got home by taking a Lyft or an Uber. But how can I explain I'm just entertained by them scattering hash brown tubers? Waffle House saved my life. Waffle House saved my life. An hour or two and they saw me through. Waffle House saved my life. Lifesaver. Waffle House saved my life.
It's clear that you're not going to the ones around here. Those are the fighting ones.
You know what? Everyone has a good Waffle House story. I don't, but Kimlane, I bet you have a good Waffle House story.
This is a family show.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody, to save everybody here behind the board, we will notice that it is the top of the hour, and we are encumbered to share with you. We are WHUP LP Hillsborough. The show is Pass the Hat. We are here every Friday evening from 6 to 8 o'clock. And Bob, we are thrilled to have an Hour 2 sponsor.
Yes, we are thrilled. Tim's moving around to get into position.
He showed tremendous flexibility. Did you
Right.
see that?
He's a triple threat. Quadruple threat, maybe. Anyway, support for this second hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthews Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsborough, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And let's face it, we all have chocolate needs. Every guest on Pass the Hat gets a gift of chocolate from Matthew. We don't know what's in the box, but we know that it is delicious. And y'all, almost every holiday is a chocolate holiday, and you should get over to Matthew's. But Father's Day is coming up. I'm not really sure if Father's Day is a chocolate holiday. Isn't Father's Day like Power Tools?
I think it's the bourbon holiday.
Bourbon holiday. That's a good
Yes.
call. Y'all, remember, the candy store is closed on Sunday.
You know, you wonder why people beg and plead to come back on.
It's the chocolate.
It's Matthew's Chocolates.
It's totally worth it. And y'all, just to reset, we are here with Tim Smith live here in the studio. You can follow Tim all over the place at Teeyum Songs, Teeyum, or Old Teeyum Songs, O with apostrophe, Teeyum Songs. I know that's where we find you on Spotify.
And if you go to Spotify, let's just say 7 or 8 people went to Spotify and listened to my recording, which is called Participating at Last.
I was one.
If you go to Spotify and listen to that in like 7, 8, or you do it double figures, I'll be in double figures.
Y'all, you could have a major impact just
I'll
going
tell
up to
you what,
Spotify
you know,
and playing.
25 years, and I will have a quarter. I know it.
You're setting your sights a little high. Maybe a dime.
Everybody, if you are listening on the radio, WHUPFM.org, you're hearing the wonderful audio, then we have a surprise for you that the second hour of Pass the Hat, we can give you a secret about how to see video of the show as well.
That's right. For this live hour of the show from 6:30 to 7:30, we're essentially a television station. We're broadcasting high-def audio married with high-def video that you can catch at WHUP Pass the Hat. That's at WHUP Pass the Hat on all of your favorite streaming services, and your favorite streaming services are YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Facebook and Twitch keeps those videos for 2 weeks, so you catch this live show and you can see last week's live show. YouTube keeps them forever, so you can see a wonderful archive of live videos. After you've watched this one, you can go back and catch the previous, not live anymore, live videos from going back several years in the past.
Yeah, and it's really nice of you guys to do that.
It's a fun archive. It really is of wonderful North Carolina artists, one of whom is in the studio right now and is going to play us a song.
I bet anything this is the one that Bob Bedell wanted.
You're probably right. Oh, and by the way, Tom and Deb say hey.
Hey, Tom. How about that game last night, Tom? If you're a hockey fan, last night was quite a Stanley Cup game between Edmonton and Florida. All right, enough of this frivolity. I'm going to do some protest.
Yes.
There's. I try to write these songs about it. Can't we all be together and stuff? Enough of that. Now, I got to explain before I do this song, actually, that there's this 4-letter word that is spoken all over Ireland. It's the absolutely mildest of. It's like saying darn or shoot in Ireland, and it's the only important short e, feck, F-E-C-K. So you can say feck all you want. And so I wouldn't want to use the bad F word, and I'm not doing that here.
Thank you.
There's feckers all over the place. Feckers who are blight on the whole human race. There's feckers who think that they were elected. So many feckers I have detected. Here's the sing-along part. Feck all you feckers. Feck 'em all. Feck all you feckers. Feck 'em all. Billionaire feckers breaking the laws. Breaking them faster than you ever saw. 19-year-old feckers with too much power, who don't know the weeds from the flowers. And there's feckers who cut off the medicine and food. Don't we look great when all them poor folks are screwed? Feckers on whom you just can't depend, who love the dictators and sell out our friends. Feck all them feckers, feck 'em on. Got the chords right this time. Feck all them feckers, feck 'em on. There's feckers who want them to do as they please. They don't give a feck about stopping disease. Feckers who peddle their own kind of science to satisfy some kind of toddler defiance. Feckers who treat climate change like a joke. Just one more hoax for them that are woke. Feckers who think it's their department to exile 2 million to build some apartments. Feck all you feckers, feck 'em all. Feckers who hate you if you're not like them. The disabled and poor, just feck them. Feckers who hate as hard as they can anybody so evil to say they are trans. Feckers who sit silent when would-be fascists take our dear country and just try to trash it. Feckers so gutless, they'd let us all kill us. Yeah, I'm talking to you, feckin' Tom Tillis. Feck all you feckers, feck 'em all. Feck all you feckers, feck 'em all. Sweetness and light on a Friday night.
Tim Smith live here in the studio. And if you have any complaints about that song, send them to WHUP passthehat@gmail.com and we will ignore them. Also, by the way, we did have our playlist, our campfire, camp song playlist. You can see all of our playlists going back several years on our Spotify account. So just go to WHUP Pass the Hat, WHUP Pass the Hat on Spotify, and you can see all those playlists and see all the cool songs that we're playing in case you are interested.
Oh, wow.
We are ubiquitous.
We're everywhere.
I wish I'd said that.
You kind of did. I was paraphrasing.
Is ubiquitous in the spelling
Wouldn't
bee?
it be
I think it might be.
omnipresent?
Yeah,
Yeah.
be a good one.
Omnipresent.
Yep.
It's similar
We
as
will
well.
take that one.
Wow. It's like we're just a studio thesaurus. I'm waiting for your word, Kimley.
I'm just sitting here kind of stunned.
I'm not sure she's saying that in a good way.
Well, Tim, thank you for writing that song.
The
You know, every once in a while we just need to blow some steam, right?
yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
Amen.
Right now, it's it's hard to see where the meeting of the minds occurs when things are so weird.
There are no minds.
Tomorrow, meeting of the minds across the world, across the country anyway, millions of people.
Yeah.
Nay kings, nay lords, nay queens.
Have you had this fellow who called some stuff King Teen?
He's coming up in a couple of weeks, I believe.
Yeah, good guy. You know, you'll enjoy his songs. But I saw him at the No Kings. Like a lot of people had these signs that said No Kings. You know, I was kidding him about it.
Perfect.
I hear it might rain on somebody's parade in
Oh,
the nation's capital tomorrow.
so sad.
Be sad.
But actually, I'm going to grab the baritone horn tomorrow, I think, and because after the speechifying, Jeremy Boomhauer
The boom unit's coming out, huh?
is leading a parade, with some horns in it. And
That'll be fantastic.
I think I'm probably going to join those fellas tomorrow in Chapel Hill.
Awesome.
I think.
And by the way, Bob Bedell says that made him feel better. Thank you. I'm pretty sure he was singing along.
Yeah, sorry, I started it out wrong.
We didn't know.
If you didn't say it, nobody would know.
Yeah, well,
Thought you were
It's the radio
improvising.
edit.
Yeah, that's right.
yes, it's the radio edit.
Well,
Yeah.
this is my signal that we've got time for about 2 more songs. Tim.
Okay, well,
I thought you were doing
I
the
just
Boy
so-
Scout salute.
it just so happens I have 2 more songs.
I do
Perfect.
feel like I've walked into a twilight zone of sorts this evening.
Yeah, it's
That's okay.
it's rarefied air.
I mean, Bob is wearing shoes, so I knew something was wrong.
I was going to point at you and say, "You're a bad man," but that doesn't really work out.
Everybody, we do want to share with you
Wish
because
you to the cornfield.
Tim kindly brought up the Yonder Songwriters Over Yonder, third Wednesday of every month. Next Wednesday, June 18th, Abigail Dowd, Rachel Hurwitz, Pippa Hoover.
That's going to be a
That's
fantastic
going to be a
show.
really good show. And I'm on. Oh, I'll be with the Amish.
Oh,
Oops.
that's-
7 o'clock.
Enjoy your tuberculosis.
Yeah, I will.
You're turning Amish?
No, Lucy and I are going to Pennsylvania Dutch country because
Yeah.
of all the places she wanted to go to for our mother-daughter trip this
It's
year.
beautiful up there.
She wanted to go visit the Amish, so we've been
that's
vaccinated.
cool.
I upped her, and no raw milk, so we're good.
Take it away, Tim.
So, my mom spent her like last 7 or 8 years in Arizona, and I went out to eat dinner one time during that time period at an Irish pub, and they had this drink name on their drink menu called Irish Car Bomb, and I thought, I do not like this. I mean, I do not. I mean, it seemed like culturally illiterate. I mean, would you want to go over to Ireland and see like an Oklahoma City or a Twin Towers?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I just thought it was so wrong. So this was kind of how this song came about. We're as rebel as any a rebel can be. See us in a Prius and a big SUV, in a pub with a chorus, turn us all loose. 'Cause from 5,000 miles we got nothing to lose. We're the suburban American IRA. All across that wide USA. Drink a Guinness and a Smithwick's and shout hooray for the suburban American IRA. Yeah, don't we love hate, and don't we take sides, romantically knowing just who to deride. Though the worst of it was a long time ago, ain't it fun to relive it? Let's give it a go. We're the suburban American IRA. All across the wide USA. Drink a Guinness and a Smithwick's and shout hooray for the suburban American IRA. So woohoo for the wars, pour me a car bomb. If there's violence to be had, just give me some. But make sure when you do, you don't take us along. 'Cause it's enough for us to rebel with a song. We're the suburban American IRA. All across the wide USA. Drink a Guinness and a Smithwick's, shout hooray for the suburban American IRA. So it's just one man's opinion. It's all a big farce. You can shove all those rebel songs right up your arse. A health to George Mitchell and those who made peace. 'Cause they are the ones who are heroes to me. Not your suburban American IRA. All across the wide USA. Drink a Guinness and a Smithwick's Shout hooray, drink a Tullamore Dew. Shout hooray, drink a Harp and a Jameson. Shout hooray. But if you try to give me a car bomb, you can kiss my third generation Irish American radio friendly word. For the suburban American IRA. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, could I order one of those Sandy Hook school shootings, please?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just that's
So
just
that-
how I feel about it, you know.
That
Amen.
drink actually started in Ireland.
I'm sure it did.
They developed it in the pubs over there.
Yeah,
That
well,
seems appropriate.
Yeah. So when I was struck by it when I was traveling in Ireland some years ago and working, I was like, oh, so it's funny. Oh, okay. And I'm like, I didn't drink one because I don't like those things together, but it was interesting that they're everywhere in
yeah,
Ireland.
I never saw one ever over there.
Oh, I did.
I was in 2009 and in 19. Well, you know, I didn't see it at all. And I've talked to Irish people about it, and none of them think it's very.
Well, and that may be the time period speaking to it, because I was
Right.
traveling in Ireland in the late 90s.
Yeah, you were like a
in
decade
early
earlier.
knots before we started thinking about those things, and
Yeah,
I-
mostly we were just drunk then.
well, and I just didn't have the vocabulary like we do now to be like, oh, should that be offensive? But it definitely kind of hit me from the side, like, oh, I don't think that's funny.
Is that right? That's not
Is that
right.
appropriate? But yeah, I hear what you mean.
But at any rate, you know, but I don't know if that song works. But it's like, be peaceful or I'll kick your ass. It kind of is the theme of it. I don't know, you know.
But I will.
That's an appropriate statement.
Anyway,
Don't make me pull this car over.
so always fun. Thanks for having me on this.
Well, thank you for coming.
Do you have another song, Tim?
I
or was
do.
that-
I have the
I was-
perfect one to end on. You know, it's funny. Like some of these songs are brand new, and some of them had around. They just haven't made the cut. You know, and so this song a long time ago actually worked. It was one of those songwriter annual things for the North Carolina Songwriters Co-op.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I got there late, and I didn't know if I was going to get on at all. And so I was the very last person. A guy let me borrow his keyboard. And
Perfect.
so anytime I'm at the very end of something, this song is. And where it comes from is there was an old Saturday Night Live routine that John Belushi did. He is, they were doing these like horror movie, you know, vignettes, skits, and one of them was called "The Thing That Wouldn't Leave." Oh no! And John Belushi being the perfect guy who wouldn't leave, you know. This is a pitiful country song. It's late. I'm the last one here again. You've been dropping hints, but they're not sinking in. So next time, my advice, don't try to be so nice. If it's time to go, make me leave. If it's time to go, make me leave. Use every trick that you got up your sleeve. If the party's really done, look out for number one. If it's time to go, make me leave. The pedal steel goes right here. You're finding fault with everything I do. If there's a message, it's not getting through. If you don't want me anymore, help me find the door. 'Cause if it's time to go, make me leave. If it's time to go, make me leave. Use every trick that you got up your sleeve. If the party's really done, look out for number one. 'Cause if it's time to go and you don't want me anymore, if it's time to go, make me leave. All right, enough of that.
Tim Smith, live here on Pass the Hat. Find out more at old Teeyum songs on Spotify, Teeyum songs on YouTube, and just find Tim Smith everywhere fine music is served in your area.
We are going to, you're going to wave.
We're going to transition now.
Yes, wave farewell to your admirers.
Thanks for
and
having
followers.
me again. I enjoyed this immensely, as I always do.
Thank you. And before we go, we should remind any of the watchers that you can continue to be listeners. The live stream is going to end, but the show doesn't end. We're going to be playing some songs that Tim brought in for us on a playlist, some recorded music that he wants you to hear, and you can listen to that at WHUPFM.org. You can find WHUP on the TuneIn app, or if you're here in the footprint of Hillsboro, you can listen on FM 104.7. But now, well, not now, momentarily, the live stream's going to end now. Tim, wave goodbye, please.
Thanks.
It looks like you've got a pretty robust playlist. That's a good one.